tongue is numb, the Keurig's clean. Your dog is dead, it's a Ponzi screen. Ponzi screen, Ponzi screen, because it's just something to do.
Yeah.
I just don't like the French bulldogs. I don't like them. I know that some people, I think they're cute, but they're just the messed up. Did you know that with like certain bulldogs, you have to clean between their wrinkles, otherwise they get a fungus in there?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. So bulldog smegma.
It's bulldog smegma, dude.
Oh.
That's delicious. I'd only want a pet that has the same problems as a European aristocrat. You know, I need a pet. I need a pet that is birthed exclusively through C-sections and has to sleep in a crib with a CPAP machine.
Yeah.
So A+.
Yeah, these are just like the dogs of the czars.
They are. Yeah. Well, there's also different types of French bulldogs. There are French bulldogs where their snout is like more into their face,
Jesus.
and then there's ones where they're a little bit more normal. So if you get one where it's got a more pronounced nose, they don't have as many breathing issues. But if you get one of those ones where it's just sort of like, you know, like pug-like, you know, it's just gonna do that thing, you know, where it can't.
It's got a real like Wile E. Coyote after he gets befuddled by. You know, like he like hits a wall, you know,
yeah,
you know, like
yeah.
I just feel like the nose just like went inward from like I don't know, hitting a wall.
Yeah, and they get even more expensive. I was telling you guys, David and Gabe that they cost like regularly like $3,000, but there's like a specific type of French bulldog called like a blue, like BLUE. That can cost up to like $9,000.
Isn't that the one that AOC has? Doesn't AOC have a blue one?
Wow. Was it gifted to her by a company, by Big Pharma? Was this a kickback?
Lizzo has two French bulldogs that are blue, but they're they cost a ton because it's like a recessive gene
that makes their blood always blue. Even when they're cut and they bleed.
Yeah, that's the real globalist dog. No, she does not have a blue dog. She's got a brown one. But Lizzo has this blue dog. It seems suspicious. I don't think I would. Anything that's got like, I don't know, like you guys know that like the color blue is not present anywhere in nature outside of like the sky and the ocean.
And blueberries.
But blueberries are kind of purple, though.
Okay, David, I reject this narrative. I've heard this before. Oh, there's no blue in nature. Blah blah blah. I see blue all the time. All right, I like blue. And I like seeing it. And I don't care if it is mostly artificial. All right, I see a blue ocean. I see a blue sky. Yep. Gabe is right. Gabe is right. The blueberries, maybe they do have a little bit of indigo in them.
Yes.
But like they're mostly blue. All right.
What about some crystals being blue? Are some crystals blue?
Crystal?
Like
was that a Werner Herzog? Was that what you were trying to do?
It could be a Werner Eckhart Tolle Herzog.
Yeah. There's plenty of blue shit out there. I mean, unfortunately, it does often come up in like it could be like mold and shit like that, you know, or whatever.
That's true. Mold is blue. Blue, but come on, not much else.
Yeah, and then there's also like radioactive shit. Like if you get like some cobalt is fucking blue because it's cobalt. it's literally
no, it's not blue. It's the color. It's the color of itself.
It's the color of itself. If you get cobalt 52, like the radioactive isotope, people say that when you look at it without any of like the steel reinforcement like protection on it, it is a dim pale like blue essentially.
The most dim pale blue cobalt eyes.
Yeah,
I love cobalt colored eyes.
Dude, that is just going to be the worst description of a woman's eyes. Like, you know that there is like this, it's just a horrible, lonely science fiction writer who's just like, she had radioactive blue cobalt eyes. Like
boring.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's actually not a woman. That's like a robot lady, and that's the only one that he can really love.
Sure. She appeared more human than the humans I knew.
Yeah. She showed more empathy than all the girls in high school.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. Well, welcome to Ponzi Scream. My name's David Bradley Eisenberg. With me, as always, is Danny Feltz.
Yes.
What's up, everybody? This is Gabe. What's up, Danny? What's up, David? I'm reporting to you guys live from a crowded airport terminal on my way to visit my great grandparents and grandparents for Thanksgiving dinner. You know me, barefaced out here.
Barefaced.
Yeah, I took my vitamin D and my vitamin B12s though, so there's no way that I'm gonna get coronavirus.
Oh no, way, dude. Also, you have like a positive attitude, man. Like you're one of the nicest guys I know. So, dude, you're fine. Like,
yeah.
Dude, PMA goes so far.
Yeah.
It is the secret. If you want to escape the pain body, you must think good thoughts and speak good words, and they will vibrate out into the world and manifest into a solid, non-coronavirus reality.
Yeah, that's how I
Dude,
feel too.
I love accent, Gabe. I love it.
I wish I could keep one consistently, though. It just flows.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's it is for the listeners, we're closer to Thanksgiving than we are farther away from it. And
When this comes out, it might come out on Thanksgiving if you think about it.
We're also
yeah.
closer to the singularity than we've ever been.
Yeah, we
dude.
keep getting closer.
Coincidentally, or
Yeah,
is it
yeah.
a coincidence?
Yeah. You know, Turkey Day, the singularity.
Every day
Tomato.
Every day the uncanny valley shrinks closer and closer.
And
Every
soon I
day.
will have a harem of cobalt-colored-eyed
Yeah.
android women.
David or Gabe, actually, do you have any family members who insist on traveling right now?
Thank God, no. Well, my dad really wanted to a couple months ago. Not to call him out, love you, Dad. But we had to. That didn't happen. That was when things were a little bit better.
Sure.
And he wanted to come over and visit, and I was just like, just don't. It doesn't even have anything. It doesn't even have anything to do with COVID. It's just I don't like you. You know?
Yeah. You suck, dude.
You suck, bro.
Look, what if you come visit me in my apartment? What if you come over here to my apartment? Okay, I got a small apartment. I got a mud room. I got a kitchen. That's all. I got a futon in the guest room. It's small though. And what if you came all the way over here and then you got COVID, and now you got to quarantine here for 14 extra days? Pops.
Oh my God.
Just wandering around my very small apartment with the mudroom, and
Now you're kind of talking like the Bloodhound from Looney Tunes. Now you're gonna waddle out.
yeah, just the saddest. And what if that was the son that you had, who just talked like that all day long?
I only would want to see you talk like that. Yeah.
I love you, Papa.
I know that he would be sexually dominant. And he'd be a thought leader on the left, I'm sure.
Yeah, but you can tell how much sexual charisma I have. Look at the way that I snap my fingers and my 4 blue bloodhounds all sit at my beck and call.
Ugh. What a weird turn this episode has taken.
So anyways, traveling for Thanksgiving, Danny?
No, I haven't gone home for Thanksgiving. It's really pointless. My parents live in Seattle. The only holiday I would even consider flying 3,000 miles for would be like a Christmas like situation. And
related to Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm related to Christmas. My brother's name is Christian. That's true, by the way. Yeah. No, I'm not traveling anywhere. My mom called me all verklempt last night, though, complaining about how my aunt was being a dumbass and traveling across the country to see her sons, and that was funny to me because half of my family is like deeply religious, and also very conservative as well. And I was just like, I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, they don't care. They don't care about your feelings, dude. What did you expect was gonna? What, you thought they were gonna do the right thing? Fuck off, dude.
Yeah. It sucks, man. It's like you feel bad for people in some ways, but what I think is really funny is like I saw Ted Cruz tweet. He was like, "We will protect this turkey," and it's like it's just not. This isn't a war. I just don't. I just don't know what to say to you. This is like you're going to kill your family.
You're gonna kill your family.
You're gonna kill your family, man. And you know, I just feel like so much of America is just a lost cause on this sort of stuff. And I don't really know how to reckon with that. And on other issues, I think America's like a lot of Americans are just kind of lost.
Dude, one of my
Feels that way.
cousins got coronavirus, and he lives in goddamn Maine. Do you understand how fucking difficult it is to get coronavirus in Maine? Maine and Vermont, the two lowest spreading states in the entire country, and you somehow tripped over your dick and got COVID in
But
it.
there's
I mean,
still,
this
like,
really
worse-
sounds like sorry. This could be a heartwarming Disney or Pixar animated film of like coronavirus is the little engine that could going on like a journey from state to state to finally reach Maine.
Yeah.
Maine does seem like a destination.
It's
always
so
a
fucking-
destination.
Every time, look, those maps are always changing, but to the listener, every time you look at one of those sort of maps where it's just like uncontrolled spread is a deep maroon sort of reddish color.
Mhm.
The one state that'll be yellow or green is either Vermont or Maine, and he somehow managed to get fucking coronavirus in Maine, where your closest neighbor is like 4 miles away.
Yeah, but like all those states are still better than, are still like so much worse than like 75% of every other country on Earth. Right?
Oh, I mean, we gotta go by United States rules,
Oh,
because
by
if you
U-
try to,
yeah, because
if you can't compare the United States to everywhere else,
mean,
because
like,
it's just
yeah.
it's embarrassing.
Yeah, you got to grade us on a curve. Like everyone else is playing the Olympics, and we're in the Special Olympics of
Yeah.
Corona.
something like that. Something like that. We have a really low handicap in golf. Or high handicap? I don't know golf. I don't know. I just know that
High. I think it's high. I think it's high. Yeah.
handicap, yeah, which is probably ableist, which I think we're going to talk about in today's Ponzi screen about how
That's
golf-
right. We
We're-
get extra time on all of our tests
Yeah, we do.
when it comes to COVID testing.
Mhm.
And then all of our test results are delayed.
Yeah. Oh my God, the line around the urgent care for tests is just sort of like that. It was so. I mean, your boy, is he getting tested? No way. I'm still raw dogging the earth out there. Just like what?
God damn it.
Danny,
why-
I got tested, Danny, 2 days ago. I waited in line 2 hours. You know?
Oh God. Oh my fucking God. That's so
And-
stupid.
Yeah, yeah. But
Not
thank
you,
God,
not you,
thank God
yeah.
I wasn't waiting in line. Like it wasn't like the Soviet Union, the former
Yeah,
Soviet
yeah.
Union, where
Yeah,
you
yeah.
waited in line for bread.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting in line to see if I've got a disease that could kill my grandparents.
Mhm.
Yeah, for sure.
No big deal.
Yeah, when I was in Seattle, it was all drive-through. I went up to 110th and Aurora. We went through like a little drive-through, and I think it took about like 10 minutes, something like that. You know,
Mm-hmm.
God help you if you have to get a coronavirus on a Saturday or a Sunday though, because that's like, no, the lines are the longest then.
I haven't gone since like the most recent upswing, but I used to go to Kings County and it was pretty good actually. Kings County Hospital, for the Brooklynites there. It's that was a pretty good one, but maybe it's gotten a lot worse. From what I've read and from what people have told me, everyone wants a coronavirus test these days. You know, me personally,
I
was a little
mean-
bit- you know, I was a little ahead of the swing. You know, I feel like I was more into it this summer. I feel like getting a COVID test these days is a little passe. You know, it's kind of
Yeah.
a little too mainstream.
You were into COVID tests before they were a thing. You got your COVID test results on vinyl. I get it.
it. Yeah, there was this one COVID test where there were only 50 people there, but 25 people ended up starting their own coronavirus test clinic.
It's realistically there probably is a situation where if you go down to fucking like Gravesend or like Midwood or some shit like that, just like South Brooklyn, there probably are like low lines out there because everybody's just like, whoa, I gotta fucking put the Corona in the sauce. That's what gives it the flavor. Like it's really highly dependent on like where you live for sure.
That was Danny's attempt at imitating a black voice. Actually, that was it.
Yeah. I was like, "Are you?" I thought he was mocking the the German immigrant enclaves down in South Brooklyn.
Yeah.
I thought it was French, but then I realized it was like very clear giveaway.
That was the thing. It's like I had no problem with Coney Island, but then once the fucking Black Lives Matter protests started in like April, all of a sudden everybody down in like not Red Hook, the one below that, Bay Ridge.
Bay Ridge. Oh yeah.
All the fucking freaks in Bay Ridge and Gravesend were all just sort of like, hey, who gives a fuck about the Black Lives Matter? And I was just sort of like, all right, now I'm just gonna make fun of you guys again. Like, you fucking suck.
Yeah, making fun of Italians is uncanceled.
Forever and always.
It's always
yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of uncanceled, I want to talk about a couple stories today. Oh wait, Danny, did you want to have us introduce ourselves?
Oh yeah, very quickly. Just so people understand and have like a little bit of context. You know, we might have some newer listeners, and it's we're creeping up on like how many episodes have we done? Like around 50. You know.
Oh yeah.
So so I just thought it might be a good idea for us to just give a very, very brief bio about each of us. And
Sure.
yeah. So
Danny,
my
why
name
don't
is.
you get it started?
Oh yeah, I'll give you a good example. So yeah, Danny, this is Danny Feltz, Felts. F is a Frankie, LTS. And my background is I used to do stuff in the tech world a little bit, nothing too crazy, but I did work in it. I have lived in New York for about 4 years, been into left stuff for about the same amount of time. Originally from the Pacific Northwest, 6'3", about $1.95, 200 at any given time.
Tall glass of water.
Yeah. And yeah, my interest in this in talking about financial stuff and white collar shit is because financial stuff we talk about it all the time, and we're always talking about the CEO got like is under a court. Is under investigation for X or Y, and I think the end result is most of the time it just they just never get actually prosecuted for it. So I wanted to get into it more and really know about the details of this stuff, and plus my own experience doing tech stuff. I'm like highly interested in what the kind of part of the world and part of the industry is involved in, because they sort of have a real big kind of cult-like vibe and following. That's some stuff about me. Also, I do a lot of sewing. I sew a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah.
I make bags. So
Sick.
yeah, David, why don't you share a little bit about yourself?
Okay. My name's David. I'm a writer. Have been doing kind of like comedy for 7 more years, something like that. I've been kind of falling off the stand-up scene. I mean, I kind of most people have except for Gabe and a few others since coronavirus broke out. But I mostly am a writer these days and a journalist. I write about financial journalism. I have a day job doing that sort of stuff, writing for like a trade publication. So it's like writing about finance behind a paywall, basically. And people who are reading that are the industry, so the financial industry, and like regulators and academics are mostly the people who are reading it. So a lot of really esoteric stuff. I basically started that job almost 2 years ago, and I kind of realized that there's just a lot of stuff that I have a lot of opinions about as a leftist that I really want to just have people know about, and the fact that my journalism wasn't being read by everyone upset me, and I just wanted to have people hear about this stuff because it really matters. And there's a lot of really high stakes things that say a lot of it says a lot about really esoteric and vague concepts like income inequality and wealth inequality, and things that have to do with, you know, the fact that no one can retire these days, the fact that there's no unions these days, the fact that everything just, all jobs just feel like vague consultancy financialization shit. It's just like really bleak late capitalist kind of stuff, and I just wanted to talk about it with my fellow like lefty comics, and that's kind of why I thought of why we kind of wanted to put this project together. I'm also, I am, for the record, I am like a member of the bar. So if you ever get me to start talking about really dense sort of stuff, you got to claw me back, bring me back a little bit, because I can kind of get into the weeds on some illegal stuff. And yeah, I'm still doing freelance journalism, so sometimes I'm doing some freelance work for stuff that everyone can read. Lately, I've been writing about unions and Prop 22. I've been involved in some union work in the past, and that, I think, is me. I just got a puppy. Is that
David's a lawyer and he's a dog mom. It's it's important. I almost forgot to say I graduated from Portland State University in 2011 with a film studies degree. So that's that's the extent of my education.
film studies, man? That's good shit.
It's what all comics do. All comics are either teachers or film studies people. It's really strange. It's really strange. But Gabe, what do you want to tell the world?
Gabe Pacheco here. What's up, everybody? Not interested in marriage or kids. Living my life in a non-exclusive way. Dude, it's wild to try to come out as poly during a pandemic. really shooting myself in the foot with that one. Really, but here we go. I think it's just so important to follow the money when it comes to any injustice that you see in the world. It all boils down to, dollars and cents, and I think that we don't point the fingers at the right people often enough.
Yep.
Because we get stuck in the spectacle. But this is a really cool sort of podcast to be part of, this project, because it is sort of identifying what the policies are and the mechanisms that keep the money trickling up instead of trickling down. And my background is, of course, doing stand-up comedy forever here in New York City. I started here, and I continue to do it during the pandemic on Zoom. But we all have side hustles and things that really got me to see some grifts, or working as a public school teacher in New York, and also doing real estate in New York, and teaching the history of New York City. So those are three places where, I've gotten to see see the negative effects of inequality firsthand.
Yeah. Gabe, did you I completely forget. Did you go to college?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, hell yeah. I went to college. I majored in political science, but my school was filled with a bunch of photo and non-narrative film majors. So
Oh yeah.
there wasn't a lot of stiff competition in my poli-sci program.
Yeah. Let me tell you, right? It's film studies. I have appreciation for it now, but looking back on it, woo,
Yeah.
that was a big nothing of a degree.
Yeah, people are like, how was college? I'm like, dude, I saw Aguirre, Wrath of the Gods on there. So shout outs to Werner Herzog. I would have never learned about him if I hadn't gone to a liberal arts college.
I mean, yeah, that's a lot. People say like a lot of school is just like a really expensive reading list.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there's some nice things. Get to read Werner Herzog, and I got really into. I don't think I would have gotten as much into Deer Hunter, the band, if I didn't go to college. Like none of my high school friends listened to that, so I went to college. Like, oh, I guess this is the thing that people like. Okay, so Yeah. Okay. This is
Yeah,
fun.
I just like going to college to be shut down by long-legged socialists and ethereal bisexuals.
God damn it! What a fucking loser.
What a
That's
fucking
what
dweeb. Yeah.
that's what got me to really lean into a free market capitalist approach to governing and just life.
What I think really upsets me about Barack Obama is
Turn the subtext into text.
Yeah.
he is like there's so many feminists out there who are so skeptical of the left as like being like, oh, you're just saying that because very cynical reasons. And it's like they don't realize that people could actually be interested in these subjects because their only encounters are with like center left cynical men like Barack Obama. Like they don't see that people could actually like political left theory, or even not like Foucault's not even like a leftian, like a leftist per se, but like
Yeah.
that people could just like political theory or like philosophy as a subject matter. You just like they just assume bad faith because the only other men that they see in their social circle use it in bad faith. Obama like just used it to get laid. Are you fucking kidding me? And he admits that now, and then he wants to scold us for anything. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
David, you had extra. The tuna isn't fresh enough, like noise there for us. Ugh. Send it back to the chef.
Send it Send the Affordable Care Act back to the chef.
Yeah.
Send Obama's response to the financial crisis back to the chef, please.
It's not good. I don't like it. It's not good.
Yeah, put this back under the heating lamp for another hour, and then it'll be ready.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen realistically, right? It's the Democratic Party. Come on, let's be honest with ourselves. So today we're going to talk about some fun shit. This is some good stuff. This is the meat and potatoes of Ponzi Scream. We're going to talk about two nice young men who were wrongfully convicted under the law, clearly, of operating, some people call it a Ponzi scheme.
Literal Ponzi schemes.
So I want to go into the one where with the divorce first, if that's cool.
Yes,
because I think it's funny. So basically, there was a
if you don't believe in marriage, you never get divorced, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. God.
Yeah, he's saying that to himself right now in jail.
But got big hedonism festival vibes from Gabe today.
You guys aren't seeing it, but Gabe is wearing face paint and just snorting an unidentified white substance right now.
Analog synthetic drugs that you can get online safely and cheaply.
Mm.
Yeah.
Our first sponsor will be
Yeah. This is generic Blue Chew.
Yeah.
So a missing financial advisor in Atlanta, he raised $10 million from clients. Okay, so a financial advisor is someone whose job it is to invest your money, right? Like,
yes.
Most people don't know what to do with extra money, right? Like, you can be like Kanye West and like buy a big screen, or you can invest your money, which is what capitalism tells you to do. So you hire a financial advisor who has a fiduciary responsibility to look after your money, and they are supposed to invest it properly. This guy got $10 million from clients, and what happened was he took all this money. He raised another $320,000 from September 15th to September 23rd. He raised $320,000 and withdrew all but $75 of that money.
What?
Yeah,
just go whole hog. Just go whole hog. Come on, man.
Yeah, he just left a little bit left. I don't know why. I wonder if it's like, I had a package that I had to mail that was $75 to ship somewhere, so he wanted to keep it in the separate account for. I don't know why. spent all that money to his personal bank accounts. He knew he was under investigation by the Securities and Exchange Commission, and he had dozens of investors in the Southeast, in the U.S. South, and he was pitching customers that the money would be used as part of like a peer-to-peer business lending program. Okay, so this is like bullshit, right? Like you're like, I'm gonna give this small business money, and and this is, and he said there's little to no risk. I mean, just ridiculous.
Yeah,
So-
who doesn't love peer to peer? What a great catchphrase. That's just the best. Just, it sounds techie. You're like, hey, it's just peer to peer. We're doing this thing. You love it. Kazaa.
It also sounds
Yeah.
like generous, It sounds like, oh, you're helping, like the farmer in Ethiopia, peer-to-peer lending.
Mhm.
It's one of those. It's kind of woke a little bit too.
Oh, I love that. I love micro loans too. That's my other
Microloans.
jam.
Microloans.
That's I loved it when dude, I remember when the microloans thing happened in like 2012-ish, and they turned out to be a huge burden for every person. And it was so comforting to know where it's like, oh, I can give like a farmer $12 in Eritrea, and it can do unconscionable harm to them. Oh boy, I could harm somebody so far away.
You know what I love? You know what I love about this article so far, David, is this guy. He's really leaning into the American dream. It's like, hey, don't work for money. Have your money make money. You need a financial advisor to help your money make money,
Yep.
which is what he's doing right there. It's great. It's
So
great.
I mean, that is one thing that's nice about all these guys is they really, most schemers are like the pinnacle of the American ideology.
Yeah, and he successfully raised what, $300,000 extra
He's getting a lot of
after
money.
this.
Yeah.
So I mean, honestly, he should work for the Biden campaign right now, which is put out a GoFundMe account to raise money from us after we voted for him,
I mean,
or whatever.
I mean, who knows? Maybe John Ossoff is one of his clients. Who really
Yeah.
knows? I mean, he is in Georgia, so he was telling them that he would make monthly payments to them that included a portion of the money that they got plus some interest or returns from these companies called Investis Financial or Peer Connect. Okay, this is from the complaint. Anyone who has the lawsuit filed against him by the SEC. So, I mean, if it's anyone who says if you have little and no risk, just absolutely insane. And so he signed a personal guarantee promising to pay 100% of any loss. Okay, like ludicrous.
Buddy, the Rolex is fake, my man. It's not it ain't a
Yeah.
real watch.
So contrary to his statements to his investors, this is from the complaint itself. Burns spent the money he raised to fund his lifestyle, which included $1 million lake house, a boat, and cars. Pay
There's
businesses,
the boat.
pay business expenses for his advisory firm, repay earlier investors, and elevate his status as an investment advisor by purchasing tens of thousands of dollars of airtime for his local radio show.
Wait, you're buying radio time for
Mhm.
your own show?
Mhm.
So
Fake it
like,
before you make it.
oh, it's so weird.
Like
Oh my
all of
God.
these, like what's amazing about this is like any time that there's like all these like can't stop, won't stop, like rise and grind sort of stuff. Like if you take that to its logical extreme, to its most radical fringe, you get a Ponzi scheme. That's
Yeah.
ultimately what you're going to run into. He's been missing since September 24th, 2020, a day in which he transferred more than $165,000 in investor funds to one of his personal checking accounts. He knew the SEC had been investigating his conduct. Then what he did was his wife is named as a relief defendant. Throughout the time that Burns was offering and selling these lies, they were married. The day before his disappearance, they entered into a divorce agreement and transferred many of their joint assets to her personally. And the following day, Burns transferred his interest in their home to her. Okay. And she is unemployed this entire time. She's just relying on him financially, and would not have had any of this stuff but for, including the boat, the cars, the cash in her bank accounts, but for him. So basically, he's laundering all of his stolen money through this Ponzi scheme through his wife.
I gotta scheme. I gotta scheme. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. I need to get a wife. I need a wife. I'm gonna you gotta take all your assets. You gotta put them in your wife. It's gonna that's an unbreakable bank.
When Ted Bundy was on trial, he like decided to propose and get married in the middle of it because he thought that it would keep him from getting. He thought it would like there was a loophole where he couldn't be executed if he got married. And
nice.
So this is like, it reminds me of that. Just this.
Well,
maybe if I give all this money that was stolen to my wife, they can't take it.
It might actually. The thing is that he's gone missing. So
right.
This is a radio show advisor and a financial advisor, and he is gone. No one can find him. The FBI hasn't found him yet, as far as I can tell. And they tried to co-indict the wife, basically, because even though she wasn't involved, she is the beneficiary of everything, and she's holding on to all the loot, basically, which makes her kind of complicit. I mean, like everyone kind of tries to do the wife loophole. Wow, I don't like that phrase.
People, scammers love the wife loophole.
Yeah.
What's the deal with the wife
Dudes
loophole?
rock, the wife loophole.
Yeah.
Jesus. So I mean, it's in part because when you're on trial, there are certain ways in which a husband or a wife cannot be compelled to testify against the other. In certain states, in certain situations, it depends on the local rules. But so people try and use that sort of shit as a way to like get out of stuff. And what he's basically trying to do is, in the event that he gets caught, he's hoping that using his wife as just another barrier to keep the money safe with her. You know, it's like a way of preventing the estate tax. You say that the $1 million mansion is in the name of your newborn. Actually, your newborn child owns this mansion, and they actually just bought it because it's all their assets. And that would
this is what the Trump family, the big article that came out about them in the New York Times was around how they were able to. Fred Trump was able to hide all of his assets by distributing them to his kids.
Yeah.
It's an estate tax avoidance mechanism, and this is
you mean a death tax? It's a death tax,
dude.
Wait, David, you got to take your wife. You got to take your wife. You got to take your wife and turn it into Bitcoin. Turn your wife into Bitcoin. All right, your wife goes onto a public ledger. All right, everybody can see it. All right, a non-traceable. Your wife can transfer, can travel throughout countries without barrier.
So what's crazy? How much money did he steal that he's running away with? Because
his business, it doesn't really say precisely. His business had $10 million, basically sold $10 million in promissory notes, which is basically just an IOU. It's a legal term for it. I mean, it's like there's whatever. Basically, it is. And so it's a fair amount of money. It's not nothing if you're just like a local dude, right?
Yeah.
Like you're just he's not. This is okay. It's not like, Bank of America level of fraud, but he's not. He's 37 years old. I mean, it's
$10 million. That's a lot of fish tacos down on the Sea of Cortez in Baja California. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
You could live there. You could fucking catch some gnarly waves and live the rest of your life down there.
I'm gonna see Chris Burns. Chris Burns is in Zihuatanejo right now, just kicking it with Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, he unfortunately he does have. If you go on the FBI's website, you can see a picture of him. And by the way, FBI. Great snazzy website, loving it. You guys are evil, but love your website.
Love it.
Love it. But yeah, he definitely has the cursed face of a person who has embezzled several $1 million. Like he's only 37 years old, but he looks older. You know what I mean? Like he just looks like he's made a couple Horcruxes of himself, and stored them in like a Georgia peach somewhere. Like. He's got the little chiclet teeth as well. He has a nice smile, but yeah, it just looks like he has killed somebody before, you know?
He looks like a guy who like went to Emory and went to Bonnaroo once, but since then has been working for his dad.
Yeah, a little bit.
Do you guys know what I'm saying?
I just, he has some weird, I don't know. He doesn't look, I can't say he looks old. He just looks off. Something's wrong, you know?
You're calling him ugly. Yeah, I agree.
No, he's not, David. He's not ugly. He's just like.
So you would.
No, absolutely. No, absolutely not. This is, I feel like making love to this man would be like having sex with a board of walnut. It just like there's nothing there's nothing there.
Only if he puts a ring on it and gives me all that sweet untaxable money.
Something like that. Yeah.
That I get to keep without having to go to jail.
Yeah, it's awesome. So this is a good story about like this is the story of the cool wife. Now let's hear the story about the not cool wife. Okay, this happened. Yeah. These two stories happened in the same like 2-week period, which is
I love it when this happens.
Amazing. So this is a guy based out of California named Matthew Piercy. Okay, and if you look at him in the New York Times article, this guy is clearly a little bit like more openly prep, right? Like he just looks more schmuck-like, right? Mm-hmm. He was running a $35 million Ponzi scheme, okay? And
leveling up.
He's leveling up a little bit. So he was the authorities were trying to go arrest this guy, okay? He took off in his truck and led them to to Lake Shasta. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, which is just cool. This is awesome, man. This is like fucking OJ in the Bronco, you know? And he's what happened is they saw him removing something from his truck and going in the frigid water in his street clothes, and he spent 25 minutes in the lake, part of which he spent submerged, and he emerged from the lake and was arrested. They found with him was a Yamaha 350 Li, an underwater sea scooter. He tried to.
I love it.
He's like a fucking Bond villain. I mean,
that's what I kept thinking.
It's just, I mean, or he's like trying to be one, right? I mean, just hilarious. It's really, really cool. This is one thing that we talk about a lot, I feel like, is we talk about how some of these Ponzi schemers and all these like fraudsters just have really bad taste and they just do really generic shit. This is cool guy shit. This is some like you're doing something interesting. They didn't know the FBI wouldn't say whether he had scuba gear or if he had a snorkel or how he was staying submerged. And basically the Justice Department noted that Mr. Piercy spent some time out of sight underwater where law enforcement could only see bubbles. Can you imagine being the cop and all you're doing is just following the bubbles around on a lake, and you're just like on a little like dinghy boat, and you're just like, he's gonna come up soon. Who wants
and it's like it's moving slow as hell. I mean, this is like little kid. Like, if you watch the movie Jaws, and then you're a little kid and you try to replicate that, because these are toys that exist for children.
Yeah,
like this is like a grown man little boy toy. I'm looking these up right now. They look like dustbusters that you put in the water.
Yes.
And the first images that come up are like little chubby kids with goggles on in their pools in Long Island, like using these. So how annoying. I would be so pissed if I was the sheriff that had to wait on land for this guy to like come up for air, because he can't really escape. Like, you're just seeing the bubbles, right? It's like watching those barrels in Jaws where the shark is like, where it's at.
You know exactly where he's at. Exactly. And he's going like 4 miles an hour, which is faster than what a human can go underwater, but not faster than a boat. Like, he's
also not faster than like any man-eating animal underwater as well. Like
that would have been funny. That would have been good.
What if they just like introduce piranhas into the lake to get him?
He just spends like hours living underwater, and then they're just like, all right, bring in the piranhas. We gotta get this guy.
We've deputized this school of piranhas. They've all got like little cute badges.
Yeah, this shit rocks, man. This thing, it looks like Gabe said, it kind of looks like a vacuum cleaner. It kind of looks like a little torpedo as well, which is also really great. And it's like almost exclusively used for either A, bourgeois recreation, or B, like dudes who need to find very specific rocks underground, underwater. They're like marine biologists, and then just this guy. I'm watching a video of, oh look, there's a stingray. They're like, oh, they're hanging out with a stingray. That's so cool. Oh, it's so fun. I love it. Oh man, it's so cool. Look at this.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like a really fun toy, and it definitely like is of the mindset of just a total rich asshole who's never actually done any like serious hard crimes before. That he's like, all right, man, if the cops are ever going after me, I'm just gonna take my trampoline and I'm gonna bounce my way out of this one.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't really know, like, but he has a vague idea of how he can get away with this, but he's just a little too white collar to actually do some real, try and pull some real shit. So he's just gonna use his like garage gadgets that he got, you know, like at Cabela's. You know,
these things, they only cost about $1,200.
Oh,
this isn't too bad. This is accessible.
Oh, that's like a third of what each of us make on every Ponzi Scream episode, right?
Check out my new ebook entitled "How to Escape the Law and Scam Using Exclusively Sharper Image Catalog Merchandise."
Yeah, this does have big Delta in flight magazine vibes for sure.
Yeah, it's
shout outs to the Sky Mall bandits.
Yeah,
out here.
Also,
dude.
Shout out to Yamaha for just being absolutely insane. They're like they got that high coke energy where they're like, we're gonna make a fucking ski scooter, we're gonna make a fucking motorcycle, we're gonna make a piano. We're Yamaha.
They do everything. Okay, what I really want is I want him to countersue Yamaha and say that the escape mechanism didn't work. Like,
Yeah,
I want him to do. That's what I really want. How I want this story. If he was really an American, that's what he would do. Oh, also his investment strategy was based on cryptocurrency mining. Okay, just wanted to put that out there. That's just I just feel like that just needs to be discussed.
It always comes full circle, baby. Comes full circle.
Always comes back to the cryptocurrency. So the funny thing about this is that he is spending 25 minutes underwater in Lake Shasta, and the law enforcement was on a vehicle that went off-road twice in residential neighborhoods, and they later on to Highway 5 northbound, and then they tracked his vehicle. Then he abandoned. And he was underwater. When he finally emerged from the lake, they discovered the device. And the thing is that he got out, and they had clothes ready for him to give him, a fresh pair of clothes that his wife gave the cops.
Dude, this is bullshit, man. This is bullshit. You're like a 8-year-old kid. You got like a plastic gun, and the cops like shoot you 87 times. You're one of these grifters who like high speed, medium speed chase to a lake, followed by trying to escape on a sharper image fucking novelty toy, and then you get out and they're like, oh, does little Robbie need a towel down? Do you need a towel down? Oh, we've got this. I know your wife told us that your skin is very sensitive, so we got you this terry cloth towel to help you. Just pat and dab yourself. Don't rub. We don't want to irritate your skin. And here's some anti-wicking Under Armour, your favorite, to put on. Like, Why didn't they just harpoon him the minute that he got out of the water?
That'd be funny.
Been like, I thought it was a whale.
Parody. Parody, that would be very funny.
Dude, that shit. That I mean, honestly, this guy he keeps turning into like an amazing just action, not action, like action sports commercial where he just he runs away, but he has a GoPro on. He's like, and then he jumps into a Jeep Wrangler, and then starts, fucking crawling over rocks. And, oh God! And then like gets onto gets the fucking torpedo Yamaha scooter, and then it's just like what happens next?
Yeah, I'm so fed up with this bullshit, man. I'm sure these cops they were like, your wife also prepared you a bento box, so here's a snack. She didn't provide a beverage, so we can drive you to a Burger King and get you something to drink, since you're probably parched after that long aquatic pseudo jailbreak.
Yeah, no, I mean, but also though, can you imagine being Piercy and just realizing how little faith your wife has in you, that she gives the.
That's
like,
right.
Look, he's gonna get caught. Just make sure he's warm when he gets out. Like, this guy's not. He's not. Look, my husband. He's no James Bond. Please, just give him his terry cloth.
Yeah, well, I know he's very buoyant. Yeah, and there's no way he'll be able to stay underwater.
He just had a little hummus for lunch, though. He's gonna be gassy. Just please make sure he takes these. Make sure he takes
this Beano.
Chewables. Yeah.
Man, dude, straight up though, like I relate to, because they kept saying like the water was frigid. It was extremely cold water. And like, brother, I fucking get that, man. Every single time growing up, I would be like hanging out at a lake in Seattle, or somebody had an above ground pool, and they would get in, they'd be like, oh my gosh, the water, it's just perfect. It's just so perfect. No, it's never perfect. It's always too cold. It's always a little cold. All right. Every time I was hanging out with a kid who actually had a pool. They were one of those people who like, they weren't like overweight. They just had an extra layer on them. So everything felt great to them. Meanwhile, I get in the water and I'm immediately freezing. All right. Stop it with that shit.
Yeah, zero body fat. Danny Felt's famous for not having any subcutaneous layer of fat.
0%, actually. The first man on Earth. He's 0%.
Sinks like a rock.
That's how. That's what makes his brain so efficient.
Yeah. I'm running. I'm in total ketosis right
now. My brain is just meat. It's just
my brain is only flesh.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
No, miss me with it. I'm not getting in the water unless you think it's too hot. All right, then it's fine.
Got you. And like hot tubs are the same thing.
Hot tubs are great. Love a hot tub.
All right.
Set it to 100. Set it to 101 maybe.
What if we did a Ponzi Scream episode recorded in a hot tub?
Have you ever watched Danny Feltz get into a hot tub? Beforehand, he's like a shaky greyhound about to take a dump. If you ever, and then once you put him in a hot tub, he turns into one of those electric eels from Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
I like the idea of like Danny like inflating when he gets in water a little bit,
like a threatened pufferfish.
Yeah, or like a sponge. He just gets a little bit bigger. Just
like those stingrays that you see them underwater and they're just wavy. They're just like wave.
Hypnotic.
Woo 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 woo.
Yeah, that'd be fucking sick, bro.
Don't be enamored with nature, even though it might seem beautiful from a distance. Those stingrays, their eyes are filled with nothing but the void,
I think,
and a brutal cold hunger for humans.
There is nothing to life but pain and death and suffering. That is the only true thing that is everywhere. We are all suffering. We are all beasts with with unquenchable thirst for blood and death and endless chaos.
Unless we're law enforcement who is chasing after a white-collar criminal, in which case we have nothing but compassion and a fresh pair of clothing.
And maybe a coffee deal.
Whenever I try to do my Werner Herzog, I have to, my like key phrase is Timothy love the bears. Timothy love the bears. That's what gets me into Herzog pretty easily.
What I think is really funny about Grizzly Man is that he was like, when I look at the footage of him with the bears have a callous indifference to him.
Yeah.
It's like these beasts who at most display a mild curiosity with him while he obsesses over them.
Yeah, that's like when any of my boys try to tell me about a relationship that they want to have happen,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Doesn't she look so happy next to me?" And I'm like, in a photo, and I'm like, callous indifference. That's all I see.
At
Oh, man,
best, a mild curiosity.
That's such a oh my god, dude. That's such a we just like that's like a perfect meme. Like that feeling, or you're like that feeling when you get Bae her favorite pasta dish, and then like cut to a screenshot. She displays at best a callous indifference.
Well, now
What
he
happened
got
to him?
caught. Yeah, now he's caught. He's just gonna go to jail. I don't know what he's gonna do. I mean, they just charged him with just some fraud, basically. Yeah, that's all it is. I mean, he was just doing a basic, Ponzi scheme, doing some like algorithmic trading, cryptocurrency mining. He really used investor funds to pay personal and business expenses. And his companies fell short of generating the revenues to cover overhead expenses. Okay, while still paying the investors the returns. I mean that's just kind of the whole thing, right? That it just always happens that way. You invest in the wrong cryptocurrency, you listen to the wrong guy, and it turns out it's not actually making any money, and then you have to give a return to your investors. So you just start in this little habit of just paying people off with future clients' initial principal capital, and that's how you fall into it. And
Yep, 0% chance that he bought that little underwater scooter with his own money.
Oh no,
That is that is, and in a way, that's sort of the beautiful part about a lot of the Ponzi schemes is, or not even Ponzi schemes, but just some of the schemes that we talk about is it's a lot of. Sometimes it is sort of these beautiful things where he's investing rich people's money, or or in getting that stuff, and it's just sort of this weird, semi-federal feeling reappropriation program. It has that feel to it. Oftentimes we talk about stuff that is much sadder, but every once in a while you get a nice little gems like these, and they're not uncommon. They're not uncommon.
They happen all the time. This stuff
Yeah.
happens. There's not an underwater scooter every single time, but like I don't think people realize just with what level of just like how typical a Ponzi scheme happens. Like we don't report on every single one of them. They just happen so frequently. It's kind of amazing. Like everyone thinks that there's only been like 2 Ponzi schemes, and it was like Bernie Madoff, and like there's another one that was like right after the 2008 crisis, called Stanford Financial. Like those are the only ones that people really think of because they were huge. But there's bullshit, tiny little ones like this everywhere, all the time, baby.
Constantly.
Constant scream.
That's the name of my new doom scrolling podcast, where I just let you guys in on the horrors that I see every day on Twitter.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, okay. I mean, look, we're almost out of time. I don't think we can talk about the other stuff. But we were going to talk about some landlord stuff. We can.
Yeah.
I mean,
Hey, I think this is just like a lighthearted pre-Thanksgiving aperitif.
Yes. Yeah. Listen to this in absence of the malaise that you would feel in being around your family on Thanksgiving.
That's right.
Please.
Let us be your family this Thanksgiving.
Hey,
I'm your family. I'm your family.
When you got us in your earbuds, We're family.
Family.
Ponzi scream.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm your family now. I'm gonna buy you an underwater scooter. I'm your family.
Be sure to like, listen, and subscribe, and let us know what we love to hear from people. We really do.
Yeah. You can hit us up on Twitter and shit like that. And like David said, you should leave a review on the iTunes. Hey, if you leave a positive review, offer still stands. I'll make you a nice little pouch. I have tons of fabric, scrap fabric. I'll make you a pouch.
A pouch or
great.
a patch? I'm sorry.
A pouch. Pouch. Pouch.
Like a money purse, like a coin purse.
Yeah, it'll probably be about the size of a coin purse.
Look, you don't need a Ridge wallet. You need one of Danny Phelps's bespoke little coin purses, my friends.
Yeah, brother.
DIY coin purses. You can put all your cryptocurrencies in there.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, that's all I got, guys. Thanks for listening, and happy Turkey Day.
Yeah. Hey, everybody. I do comedy stand-up as well, and the next show is every Wednesday night at 9:30 on Zoom. Funhouse Comedy. Check it out. Every Wednesday night at 9:30 on Zoom.
It's the good shit.
And it's that good. It's that raw, uncut. And you can listen and watch from the safety of your own home in the same way that you can do that with us here at Ponzi Scream. And a big shout out to one of our listeners, Licorice Medusa, for tweeting at us about our Nexium episode.
Yes.
Thanks. We love the feedback. And if you write us or leave us a review, we will give you a shout out on the show.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. We love to hear it. We love to engage. We're engaged.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You guys are engaged. I'm non-monog, non-exclusive.
Yeah, Gabe is engaged to the polyamorous lifestyle.
Yeah, I'm engaged to this hustle, son.
Yeah. Yep.
Keep grinding.
Yep. Okay, well, let's sign off. Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye.
All right, bye.